We're live, and I'm telling you live. Welcome to my channel, G276, wherever you are, wherever you are. I hope you are blessed and doing safe. We are live right now. We're waiting for our guests to come in. We're going to be joined by Tieesha Essex and Norma Jean Ninox. Now, these sisters have been in the news lately, sadly for wrong reasons. You'll find out why in a little bit. Tieesha is no stranger to the show, and Norma Jean is, of course, new to the channel, but she has been in the news. I wish it would be under better circumstances. So we're waiting for them to start and come in a minute. But let the music play. Y'all please feel free to donate to the channel as well. You can donate to the Cash App, as you see in the ticker at the bottom, Gavin Richard Esquire. You can also donate to Google Pay at gavin.gwich1@gmail.com. I'll wait for our guests to get in. They're just getting off of work, so we'll join them in a little bit. We're gonna play the video, so in a few minutes of what went viral and actual video that is involved in a real life incident. Now, Norma Jean, I'll explain all of that in a second. We're gonna wait, give me a couple of minutes. We'll get started in a few. All right. Can everyone hear the music? I love that breakdown. All right, guys. I'm going to play the video for you all just so you all have probably seen it. It's been trending. A lot of the blue checks have been trending this video that you have seen on Twitter. I'm going to play this for you guys in a second. What's up, Squeaky G? Squeaky, of course, it's always a pleasure to see you. All right, so this is a video that was trending. It actually was going around by Willie D and others. He was talking about it on his channel.
Afternoon, 25-year-old Norma Ninox was being dropped off by her sister. That's when she first noticed a man standing in this window on the second floor.
I'm going up the steps in my apartment, and then I see this dude with a chainsaw. I'm like, who the hell he think he is, Leatherface? And he looks at me and he says, "What's up?" I'm like, what? So he comes out of his apartment and he's standing on the landing, and then he says, "Get off my property." And I'm midway in the staircase, and he starts revving up his chainsaw.
Ninox says she made it about halfway up these back stairs when the man began chasing her.
Oh, hell no, not today. Remember, I was wearing my Time Onyx belly band holster. I took out my gun. As soon as he started charging down them steps at me with that chainsaw, I shot his ass. His mind was gone. He didn't realize that he had been shot. So he's chasing me around the parking lot, and as we're going around the parking lot, I'm trying to get a clear shot at him. And then I think by that time he realized that he was hit, so he took off running.
That man, 41-year-old Daniel Stuek, left the complex after the incident. The woman says he got back when police were there, and that's when they arrested him. In an interview with LPD, Stuek claimed that black people had been stealing from him and that, quote, she was guilty because she was black.
My neighbors knew he was crazy as batshit too, because they said that all day in his apartment he'd been revving up that chainsaw talking about people stealing from him.
Ninox says she's contacted her landlords, but they haven't said if he will be allowed to return. She says it's no longer just a safety issue for her and her 5-year-old son, but for the whole complex.
So I guess when he saw me, he figured I was a soft target. Oh, no, not today. I pulled my gun and put that hot lead up him and put some on his mind that day. He ain't gonna be trying to live out his Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre fantasies over here.
Stuek remains cited and lodged in the Lancaster County Jail tonight with terroristic threats as a hate crime, which is a felony.
They better keep his ass in jail, because he come back out here. This gonna be a horror movie nightmare for his ass. He don't want to come back around here playing with me.
All right. So that video. Okay. So that video actually was a parody of the real life incident that happened. That was Tieesha Essex. You could see her with her Tieemonic shirt that she wears to promote her business. That was a parody, and that video went viral. You know, Willie D even put that up, and as well as others. I believe DL Hughley was retweeting it, Earthquake, and a few others. And Miss, hold on a second. I think Norma is coming in. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right, hold on a second, guys. It appears we are having some technical difficulties with Miss Norma Jean Ninox, so I will see what's going on. We're waiting on Tieesha. In the meantime, while I'm waiting and working with Miss Norma to try to get her in the chat right now, I'm going to go ahead and play the other video that you haven't seen, and this will be the actual video footage of that incident that took place. Now, I believe this is out in Nebraska, so Benjamin Crump even tweeted this. So this is the actual video.
On Saturday afternoon, 25-year-old Norma Ninox was being dropped off by her sister. That's when she first noticed a man standing in this window on the second floor.
I see a man with a chainsaw in his hand, and he rips open the door, standing in the middle part of that flat part of the stairs, and he's standing at the top of the stairs. And he says to me, excuse my language because it's about to get vulgar, he says, "What's up?"
Ninox says she made it about halfway up these back stairs when the man began chasing her.
Started up his chainsaw, and he said, "Get off of my property." So he started chasing me down the stairs with the chainsaw all the way until we got to the end off the property, and then he stopped chasing me across that street.
That man, 41-year-old Daniel Stuek, left the complex after the incident. The woman says he got back when police were there, and that's when they arrested him. In an interview with LPD, Stuek claimed that black people had been stealing from him and that, quote, she was guilty because she was black.
The neighbor upstairs said that he was starting his chainsaw in his apartment all day, and I guess when he seen me, he just found his victim.
Ninox says she's contacted her landlords, but they haven't said if he will be allowed to return. She says it's no longer just a safety issue for her and her 5-year-old son, but for the whole complex.
Something that you hear in movies, somebody being chased with a chainsaw, it's just unreal.
Stuek remains cited and lodged in the Lancaster County Jail tonight with terroristic threats as a hate crime, which is a felony.
All right. So that was the actual video, and I think we have Tieesha in. We're gonna try and get uh, Norma in right now. Of course, Norma is we're just gonna have to do this by phone. It looks like, but yeah, okay. So 1 second. All right, there's Tieesha. What's going on, sis?
Hey, Brother Gavin, how are you? Let me know if my sound is too much. I can adjust the levels. How
Yeah,
are you doing?
I'm doing fine, and I think we have Norma Jean on the phone. Norma, are you there? Can you hear Norma, Tieesha?
No, I can't hear her.
Okay, well, there's a reason why, because I don't have it shared on screen yet. So hold on a second. Give me 1 second, guys. Norma, I need you to turn your music down in the back, if you can.
I heard her say okay, but it sounded real distant.
Right. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, Norma, give me 1 second. All right. Now, can everybody hear? Tieesha, can you hear Norma? Norma, say something.
Hi.
Hi, Norma, how are you?
Norma?
Yes, I can't hear her.
Great.
Okay, Tieesha said, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. It's so good to hear your voice again. Do you realize that you are viral? So I just want to let everybody know that I feel like I'm the actress, but this is the real star right here. So I just want to say thank you for speaking with us today, and thank you for sharing your story, and thank you for surviving and standing up in the face of racism, white supremacy. So I really applaud you, and I thank you for empowering a lot of us around the world. So thank you.
Norma?
Yes.
Oh, you don't have that? Oh, I thought you probably would have wanted to say something uh, to Tieesha, but thank you for coming on the platform, dear. Uh, you are
I
based.
can't hear Taisha.
You can't hear me now?
I can hear you. I can't hear Taisha.
Okay, I'm
Well,
here. And I think my sound may be going in and out, or it may have a delay between us.
okay, well, that could be it because this is on Messenger call. I was trying to get Norma through
Mm-hmm.
the Facebook chat, through the computer, but she said she doesn't have one. So I was calling her Messenger call. So that might be a reason. But Norma can hear me. And I don't know if you heard Tieesha, but she said, how are you earlier? I think there was a delay.
I said I'm good. How are you?
Good. I think it may be that she can't hear me. I'm not sure how your computer is wired up. It may not have the TRRS line, and she may only can hear you, but not me.
Okay, well, that might be it.
Okay, so if you want, I can just patch out and you can speak with her, or if you want to speak to us at separate times, we can do it
No,
that
I'll
way as
speak with
well.
y'all at separate times.
Okay,
That's better.
okay,
That way everybody can hear. But Squeaky said he could hear everyone, so
okay, great.
it's the audience that I want to be able to hear. Now, Norma, since I got you on, why don't you tell us a background about what happened? I just played those two videos, particular of the incident that happened in Nebraska, where you're from. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, first off.
Hi, I'm Norma. I was born in Chicago. I moved to Lincoln, Nebraska when I was very young. I've been living here for a while. I've lived at this apartment for a year, and I have a son. He's 5 years old. His name is Nova.
Okay, Nova, and I think we hear him in the background there. Uh, and so this incident happened over the Thanksgiving holiday uh,
Yes.
this past weekend. Now you work. Uh, Now you are working. You work at Popeyes. Uh,
Yes.
okay, yeah. I was telling you earlier because you wondered how did you know that. I said your uniform was on television nationwide. That's why. And this guy. Okay, so this happened over the weekend, and tell us what happened. This man. Had you seen him before?
Yes, I seen him working on his car outside. He never really bothered me or anything until Saturday when my sister dropped me off from being at her house, and I was coming up the stairs, and I must have got more than halfway up the stairs when I seen him like in the window coming. We have a window in the hallway of our apartment building, and I seen him coming through the window, and then he ripped open the door and he said, "What's up, N word?" He pulled the chainsaw from behind his leg and he started revving it at me. And at first, I was just standing there a little bit in disbelief. I didn't understand. Like, really? Like, I thought, like, really? Is he serious? And then he told me to get off his property inward and chase me down the stairs and off the property with the chainsaw.
That's your apartment. Now this is your apartment complex too.
Yes.
Okay, and this guy just sees you standing there, and he rips up his chainsaw and pursues you. Uh,
Yeah.
Tell me, what anybody was anybody around? Any witnesses?
Not outside that I could see, but the man that lives upstairs in 305, I guess he's seeing it all through the window.
Okay, and you ran obviously when you had to have been horrified,
Yes.
scared for your life when this happened. So he chases you down the stairs with a chainsaw, and you're running. Where did you run to?
Yes, he chased me down the stairs and I ran to a next door neighbor's house that I know well. They live across the street. So when he chased me, I ran to their house. I didn't even knock on the door. I was so terrified. I just ran in their house.
Right. I don't know if you I have this on screen now. I was playing it for everybody. I don't know if you all had seen it. Those that are coming in, um, our sister. I see people. We have different people in the chat room. Mr. Pirate Brain, what's up, brother? Says, I hear y'all. And Tieesha, that parody was great. James Earl Moan said Tieisha's parody was funny, but also a way to inform sisters that they can and should arm themselves. Uh, yes, that is something to think about. Best for any sister, but of course there may be other reasons why people choose not to. But I don't want to necessarily get into that. But of course, not Tieisha, how she got involved in it. Thank you, Norma. Of course, everybody knows who Tieisha is. She's no stranger to the program.
Hmm.
Tieisha, you did the I guess a parody video uh,
Yes.
over the weekend that went viral over this and was tweeted by several other people. Tell us how that happened because it went viral like that.
Oh my gosh, that was so unexpected. Someone had tagged me in the video on Instagram on Friday, and then I watched it, and it made me so mad because I have this strong sense of empathy where I can put myself in anyone's shoes. And when it took me a few minutes to watch this over and over. I'm like, this really happened. And so I slept on it Friday night. I woke up again on Saturday and I saw that another brother, attorney out of Florida, attorney awesome Vernon Jackson, he actually he shared it on his Instagram as well. And I was just like, you know what? I got to do something about this. And I did a prior video, of a parody, showing a sister who was victimized. And I'm like, how would this be different? I want a different outcome. I'm tired of seeing us victimized, so I changed the narrative of the story to show us empowered, and embracing our Second Amendment, our right to defense. And I'm not saying that everybody, in that situation should go and do this. You analyze that system, that current situation in accordance to your strengths and abilities and what's available at that time, okay? And, because the parody idea before out of New York, and also our sister Norma, the fact that they're here to talk to us about this, it shows that they chose the right weapon, the right defense at that time. But with me, with my platform, I am a firearm enthusiast. I have a background as being a police officer, so I really disliked going to scenes, and having to take that report of someone who was victimized. And when I saw this, I'm like, who? I don't know. The first thing that hit me is like a real life Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm like, what in the hell? And it made me so upset. So I was like, how could this be different? How can I show that we are hard targets and encourage more, of us to be hard targets and stand up in the face of danger? And, this situation with Norma, in my eyes, with my experience, and, it's like, that's definitely a situation where deadly force is authorized. Okay. So,
Oh, yeah.
the next day, that Saturday, I had some errands to run. I went to go see a friend, and I was like, hey, can I borrow your apartment complex real quick? And while we were outside in the parking lot, I had my camera, and I did a couple of placements with my camera. And I'm like, when I got back home, I was just fueled to, just get a narrative out there where we are victorious, and to encourage more of us to know and be aware of the threats that are out here. This is where she lives. This is her apartment. This is where she has her child. And for someone to, chase her with a chainsaw, present a chainsaw, oh, this just cannot be tolerated. And so I wanted to get her message out there to a wide. I did not know it was going to go viral. This is my first time ever going viral, and it happened on my birthday. But
Right. Happy belated birthday.
thank you, and thank you. I'm I don't know. I can't say I'm sad that this is it, but if I'm going to go viral for any reason, I'm glad it was for something constructive, and, to bring attention and awareness, and hopefully justice and vindication for Norma, and to prevent, another one of us becoming a hashtag. So if that's what I was here for, if that's what my birthday yesterday was for, then, that was one hell of a gift. But now, it's bringing attention to our sister, and she needs justice. She also needs resources. She needs protection, and we also need a conviction.
Now, Norma, I have to mention this because Tieesha just spoke, and I see that Pirate Brain. Yeah, they are messing with my screen. They're starting to buffer it. They did it. They've done it the last few streams that I have. What's up, Bishop Scott? Uh, Pirate Brain says happy birthday to you as well, Tieesha. Uh, Now, Norma, you were not a fan, I think, of the parody video, and you had even spoke with Tieesha. Actually reached out to you. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, because you felt that it was, I guess, making light of your situation.
Yes.
Right. But Tieesha has mentioned how this has gone viral, and that she even spoke to you uh, over the weekend. If you would mind, you tell us a little bit about your conversation.
Yes. She was just telling me that she didn't mean it like that, and she apologized, and if it offended me, and that she was just trying to put herself in my shoes, and not necessarily a better ending, but a more,
Right.
I don't know how to say it.
Well, I guess she wanted to put it. When you say better ending, I think she probably wanted a situation where I guess I don't want to say, if you say better ending, it's almost like happier ending, but I think she wanted like a resolution or a message that anybody that messes with our own or messes with us, they're gonna get the smoke. Is that kind of what you doing, Tieesha?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, to
Right.
empower, but to also teach that in these situations, there's going to be a group of us who are not running, and there will be some who, we are not soft targets. And if at the end of this, I want, more to feel empowered to know that, the Second Amendment is just not a one-way street. It's not just for a certain demographic. Okay, we are citizens. We have the right to protect ourselves and to also stand our ground where applicable. And that's why, I'm really honored to be here with you, Attorney Gavin, as well, because like I said, I was on the other side, law enforcement, but you're actually, the man to go to. Like, okay, you find yourself, not understanding the jargon, the state code, the, case law, things like that. You are the man to go to. So it's great to have your expertise here as we see more people are agreeing and standing up to say, I will not be a victim. I will stand up and defend myself. And we also have a lot of new firearm owners this year. So it's great to have, this conversation and this dialogue started. So thank you.
Right. Now, Norma, I don't know if you feel comfortable discussing this, but about the Second Amendment and uh, exercising your right to bear arms. Do you is that something that you're trying to work on, or
Yes.
okay, you're in the process of doing that? There's some reasons why I guess we won't have to go in depth as to why uh, you did have a gun. And the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of people see in the chat are asking why, uh, not asking why she would be armed, but saying why it's important to be armed. Well, there are some reasons why, you know, that she's working on it. Let's just put it that way. But is that a good way of me putting it, Norma? Because I don't want to put your business out in the street.
No, you're not putting my business out in the street. But yes, that is a good way of putting it. Just what I've been through and the severity and scariness of that situation. Thank goodness my son wasn't with me. I am definitely looking forward
Right.
to it.
Well, even if you can't get a firearm, the other thing you can do is you can buy a stun gun. You can buy a can of mace. Another thing as well, uh, and this is for the ladies. I would encourage them. Of course, you don't want to ever get close to your opponent, but uh, hell, even carrying a knife or something. That might be an alternative if you can't afford a gun, or if there are legal ramifications why not. Those are some things, because a stun gun, of course, is not considered a firearm. But that might be something you may want to look into, a taser of some kind. So those are some
Mhm.
options. Another thing I would encourage ladies to do as well, and men, is to engage in a self-defense class if you could. Learn Krav Maga or karate or anything of that nature. And I'm being serious with you all. Now, you don't want Dragonfly Jones teaching you that, but somebody that is a grandmaster of some kind. That's something serious, real talk to talk about, because a lot of people try to mess over the weak, or those that they perceive that are weak. They pick on the defenseless, and dudes like this guy Daniel Stuck. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. If not, I don't care. Daniel or Stuck. Let me. Yeah, that's him in the picture. If you all can see the photograph, hold on. I don't think you guys can see the photograph, but here, I'm gonna stop the screen for a second so you all can see this asshole. And as a general rule, I'll just say this: yes, there. Every person accused of a crime, yes, in general, they're presumed innocent until proven guilty. But uh, I have no reason to doubt this sister's story. but that's him there, Daniel R. Stuek. And this was actually came from Benjamin Crump. He had tweeted about this story. It went viral. And of course, Tieesha, she did a parody, and that went viral. And Earthquake, DL Hughley, all the blue checks were
he was starting his chain.
were tweeting about this.
That's when they arrested him. In an interview
So
with LPD, Stuek
those
claimed
I
that
see,
black people had been
Butterfly
stealing from
70
him
tries to
and that,
say I
quote,
need to
she
catch up
was
what
guilty
happened.
because
Well,
she
we
was
have
black.
on
Neighbor upstairs said that
two
he was
beautiful
starting his
sisters,
chainsaw in his
Tieesha Essex
apartment
and
all
Norma
day.
Jean
And I guess when
Ninox.
he seen me,
They're
he just
talking
found his
about
victim.
an incident
Ninox
that
says she's
occurred with
contacted
Miss
her
Ninox.
landlords, but they
That's the
haven't
video
said
there
if he will be allowed to return.
from
She says it's no longer just a safety issue for her and her 5-year-old
10/11
son, but
out in
for the whole
Nebraska.
complex.
She was attacked
Something that
by
you hear
a
in
white
movies,
supremacist
somebody like
with a
being chased with a
chainsaw
chainsaw. It's just unreal.
over the Thanksgiving
Stuek
holiday.
remains cited and lodged in the Lancaster County Jail tonight with terroristic threats as a hate crime, which is a felony.
He was charged with a hate crime, making terroristic threats. That's where we're at right now. And so we have Miss Norma Jean Ninox who's here, and we just talking about this issue now. Tieesha, how did Willie D? Because I saw Willie D. This is what happened. I'm sitting at my table working, and so as I look at my phone, because I'm subscribed to Willie D's channel, I saw the thumbnail of this guy, of the suspect, and I see Tieesha's picture there in a thumbnail, and I knew it was her because I recognized the brand name, Onyx, that she was wearing a blue shirt. And so the caption says, "Sisters put a cap in a white supremacist." You know how Willie D does his headlines. And so I listened in, and I was shocked. And so I'm calling the phone, trying to get in touch with her because I'm thinking that this was her, that something happened to. So, and Norm and Tieesha had been telling me she was trying to correct everyone, saying, no, this was a parody. This wasn't a real story. And Tieesha called me and explained what happened. I see here that Pirate Brain says Willie D thought it was real at first. But tell everybody about that, because you told me an interesting, if you want to.
Yes. What happened? Like I said, I had uploaded it, I believe, on Saturday. Went about my business, went to sleep. Sunday, I was cooling and chilling. Monday came, and then Monday night, I noticed that I kept getting the Instagram alert. And I'm like, okay, it's just people, saying early happy birthday. And I'm like, okay, so I didn't really pay any attention. So I look at my phone at about, I think it's like 11 o'clock, and someone tagged me and said, hey, you famous now. And I'm like, what? And I look over, and the comedian Earthquake, he had reshared my video. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I think at that time it had like 160,000 views. And I was like, it just, I don't know. I'm just like, okay. Then I went to sleep, and then I woke up the next day, and my phone was like going off all night with the Instagram ding, ding, dings. And I'm like, then DL Hughley shared it. And I'm like, okay, great. And I'm reading the comments, and I'm seeing the interactions. People are like, yeah, I'm going to go and get armed today. And, I'm doing this. I'm going to take this serious. Like, oh, this story is out there. And I'm like, okay, great. We have eyes on this story, because when I initially saw Norma's news interview, quite some time had lapsed between the actual incident and when she was on the news. And I'm like, wow, this is really like getting swept under the rug. And in my mind, I figured, by her being young and feeling isolated, and maybe with this not getting as much attention, my worst fear was, her being by herself, and maybe, the defense attorney or something like that, gets her to agree to accept an apology after what she's been through. And I'm like, oh, no. So now I'm like, okay, does anybody know her? Because I was looking for her on Instagram, and then I went to Facebook, and there was a few different profiles. So I'm like, I don't know which is which. And I'm like, does anybody know her? You know, and I believe it was her sister. She was saying justice for Jean. And that was how I found I narrowed all of them down. It's like, okay, I think this is her, you know, because of the middle name. And then the more I saw it reshared, and I'm like, okay, hey everybody, now that I got your attention, it did not happen to me. It happened to our sister Norma Jean up in Lincoln, Nebraska. And then when we talked on the phone yesterday, it was like, oh my gosh, like I drove through there when I was driving across country, because in Nebraska that is the birthplace of Malcolm X in Omaha. And the things that she was describing, the aftermath that she has went through, if she can, if she wants to talk about the aftermath and what she's been exposed to living there in that apartment complex, I'm like, okay, well, you don't have to go through this by yourself. You have a sister right here, and you also have a family all around you to help you and assist you in this situation. So I saw that situation as a great thing, where it wasn't just me and my immediate friends that, you know, Facebook allows to see my post. You know, it's like now we have all eyes on Lincoln, Nebraska. Let's get justice for Norma. Okay.
Okay. Norma, I don't know if you heard Tieesha, but she said, let's get justice for you. You're actually got family all around that's going to try and help you out. I see Jason Bavalor stated, what's up, Jason? He's a new follower. She needs to move out of Nebraska. Well, white supremacy is everywhere. So it doesn't matter where you go. You're going to have to deal with it at the end of the day. But she is trying to move out of that apartment. So if anybody would like to help contribute to this sister, I have her Cash App here. It's Lovely Baby 8, Lovely Baby 8 with the dollar sign in front of the lovely. You can also support Tieesha at her website, TieeshaEssex.com. TieeshaEssex.com, and you can get some of her supplies, anything, because she's into all of that. So you guys check her website out if you'd like to support her and support Lovely Baby 8, our sister Norma. So Norma, are you trying to move out of Nebraska, or you just want to move out of the apartment complex?
Well, I do want to move out of this apartment complex as soon as I can, but at the same time, I do want to move out of Nebraska when I have enough saved up to do it. I want to move to Atlanta, Georgia.
There you go, Jason. Oh, well, you can link up with Tieesha when you get to Atlanta, Georgia, because uh, Tieesha lives out there.
Yes, she told me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And y'all go to the gun range and stuff like that. So,
I would love that.
yeah. And how long have you, what is your, just curious, uh, are you in school as well?
No, I'm not, but I do want to go to school and be a massage therapist.
All right. That's something you could do.
Yes,
Uh,
very.
want to be a massage therapist? Yeah. Well, how far are you from your goal from moving? You don't have to tell me a dollar amount if you don't want to, but just if you gave an estimate, like how are you halfway or?
Yes, I am halfway. I actually need $500 more to move. Tieesha did donate and help me out.
Okay. Anybody interested in helping this sister? You see her Cash App right there, Lovely Baby 8. Uh, if you also have a GoFundMe page, you don't have a GoFundMe page, I don't think, huh?
No.
Hmm.
Maybe she can get her sister to start up one for her, and I would
You get your
definitely, you
family to,
know, I would definitely share it and help get it out there, so if she can get her sister to start up one. That'd be great.
uh, Norma Tieesha said that you could start a GoFundMe page. Your family could start one for you if that would be helpful. That might be something.
Yes, I'll look into that. That is something that I am willing to do.
Okay. Well, most definitely. Well, I won't keep you sisters any further because I even got some work to do myself. But you ladies, if you want to say anything, Norma, I'll let you go first, and then I'll let Tieesha speak.
I just want to say thank you to Tieesha for making the video. I want to say thank you to you, Gavin. And thank you to everybody out there who will donate, who will help me. And thank you for listening.
All right, most definitely. That's not a problem, sister. And please be safe out there.
I definitely will. You too,
Ca-
Gavin. Thank you.
Carry anything, even some brass knuckles if you got to.
I'll look into
Buy a
that.
taser. Buy you a taser, stun gun, something like that. That might be helpful. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, and a can of mace. That's even better. So
Yes.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you, sister, and you take care of yourself. And Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. All right. And let me see who else. Uh, we're gonna go ahead and end the call. But yeah, that was good to have Norma on. I was grateful. Tieesha, thank you for recommending me to have her on there. Yeah. So James says bear mace. Yeah, that shit is annoying. That's bad. Bear mace. I actually got a can of the Ogun juice. I've never tried it, mainly because I carry lead, not liquid. Tieesha, anything you wanted to say? I'll let you have the last word.
Just want to say thank you so much, and I'm really happy that you spoke with Norma offline, because one of the things that really, I'm happy that we made contact with her, because throughout this time she's been isolated, and she has been made to feel as if she committed a crime, and that's one problem that I see. Even myself, after, I did my tenure in law enforcement, and when you need help, you call the police. And oftentimes it's like they'll rush to the scene, and then they totally forget about the aftercare for the victim. The
Right.
victim is not to be re-victimized, nor is the victim to be left alone in isolation. So in that situation, after this happened, when she stated that they were initially going to charge him with disorderly conduct for, you know, chasing her with a chainsaw, disorderly conduct, and then she was saying that, she was pleading and telling her story as truthful as she could, and it was almost as if they did not believe her. They needed someone else to verify her story of what just happened. And I just saw so many issues. It's like, where is the protect and the serve? And I'm like, okay, I have the platform to say, okay, be your own first responder. And that's why, I'm here
Well,
to empower, those to, hey.
law enforcement has no duty. Let me just say this. I know I was
Mhm,
going to give you the last word, but
mhm,
this is very important for people that don't understand. Law enforcement has no duty to protect you. Uh, and you know this as a cop because this
mhm,
is what it says on the outside of the vehicle, the police vehicle, to protect and serve. The Supreme Court has been clear uh, on the case law that law enforcement has no duty to protect you. There was a
mhm,
case, I believe it was out in D.C. This was in the 80s where someone had their home broken into, their apartment. They called the police. Uh, they were with a roommate, and a roommate was obviously being raped and I think killed, if I'm not mistaken, by these two burglars, and she was raped as well, although they were in the attic. She was hiding in the attic waiting for the police. The police came, but they didn't go inside the home.
mhm,
So eventually they sued the police department as a result of it for negligence. But the Court of Appeals, I believe this was the Court of Appeals that held it first, and even further as it went to the Supreme Court, they stated that while it's unfortunate and tragic this happened, law enforcement has no duty to protect you. You can't sue them for not making an arrest because remember they're there to respond to an incident. They only come at the aftermath. They can't intervene in a situation that is present unless they are, it's right in their presence, right there, you know. So that's why I say 911 is going to be called after the threat has been neutralized. Someone breaks in my house, I can't take any chances, and I will do what I have to protect myself and my family, and that's just the way it is.
And you're absolutely right, because I believe that they used that ruling for the officer that did not go into the Parkland active shooter. I believe that was the same one. So that's absolutely right. It's like, they don't have to put themselves in that danger, and but yeah, that's why I take this platform to encourage everyone to be their own first responder. And when you said that, you kind of gave me an idea for another parody. You remember Public Enemy and 911 is a joke. So you
Hmm.
kind of gave me an idea for another one. But last words is just, when something happens to you, you don't have to suffer in isolation. Just because an arrest is made, that person still needs aftercare, and there's still community resources available. Yes, the pandemic this year has closed a lot of offices. Certain people are teleworking, and you have to go through an extra step to get to someone, which may be difficult for someone who doesn't have access to a computer or a laptop, the way things that we take for granted. So I just want everyone to know that when these things happen, you do have resources. You are a victim. You did not ask for that to happen to you, and nor should you have to pay for that. So there are resources available. I
Right.
will highly encourage you. If you find yourself the victim of a crime, contact your local prosecutor's office to see if they have any victim resources there or stuff like that. And then also, you have a community, build a community. I'm grateful that because of YouTube and social media and my B1 FBA family, I know of an attorney that I can call. I know of, someone I could call for this, or if I need training for that, I have a question. So, I just really want to use my platform, my network, and my reach constructively, and to give a voice to the voiceless. So I thank Norma Jean Ninox for, being brave and putting her story out there. But first of all, she had to survive. She survived so that she can tell her story. And I'm just happy that she let me borrow her story for a second to help and hopefully bring in more resources for her and to help her receive the justice that she needs. And I believe with her, I've made a forever friend. I see her as my little sister. So I'm really happy, and I'm thankful for what we see around us. And this is us
Definitely.
coming together,
Right.
for a great cause, and to also protect and to be that united front.
And there's the Christmas spirit coming together to help someone in need. There we go. Now, guys, that Supreme Court case, there were several Supreme Court cases I was thinking of, or federal cases, but this is one, DeShaney versus Winnebago County. This was a very tragic case. A young boy had been abused by his father, at least multiple times. The DSS had entered an agreement with the boy's father, and 5 times through 1983, a DSS social worker visited the Shaney home and recorded suspicion of child abuse and that the father was not complying with agreement terms. And severely, Randy DeShaney beat 4-year-old Joshua so severely that he fell into a life-threatening coma. Emergency brain surgery revealed a series of hemorrhages caused by traumatic injuries to the head, inflicted over a long period of time. Joshua suffered brain damage so severe that he was expected to spend the rest of his life confined to an institution for the profoundly mentally disabled. He died in on November 9th, 2015, at the age of 36. Randy DeShaney, his father, was subsequently tried and convicted of child abuse. DeShaney served less than 2 years in jail. His mother files a 1983 lawsuit against the county of Winnebago, the DSS, the Department of Social Services in Winnebago County, and DSSS employees under 1983 civil rights lawsuit. She claimed that the lawsuit, that the DSS failed to protect and intervene in her child's welfare, knowing that this man, or should at least at the minimum, should have known that the agency violated Joshua's rights to liberty without due process guaranteed to him by the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. In other words, she is saying that they had an obligation to protect him, uh, and they failed to do so. So, motion for summary judgment had been filed by the state. It was upheld by the district court, and the Court of Appeals also upheld it, and finally it went to the United States Supreme Court. And this was Judge William Rehnquist who wrote the court opinion. He was the Chief Justice at that time. And Chief Justice Rehnquist stated that the affirmative duty to protect arises from the state's knowledge of the individual's predicament or from its expressions of intent to help him, but from the limitation which has imposed on his freedom to act on his own behalf. It is the state's affirmative act of restraining the individual's freedom to act on his own behalf, though incarceration, institutionalization, or other similar restraint of personal liberty, which is deprivation of liberty, triggering the protections of the Due Process Clause, not its failure to act to protect his liberty interests against harms inflicted by other means. Since Joshua DeShaney was not in the custody of the DSS was not required to protect him from harm. In reaching this conclusion, the court opinion relied heavily on its precedents in Estelle versus Gamble and Youngberg versus Romero. And this is just, of course, there were some dissents. Thurgood Marshall dissented, Brennan dissented, and Blackburn. Now, what that means is that there was no state actor. Because what happens when you file lawsuits, especially, and people get this mixed up when you talk about I have civil rights, I have the First Amendment, I have the 14th Amendment, I have the Fifth Amendment. The Bill of Rights is to protect you solely from the government, not private individuals. So when you're on private property, for instance, if you're at Walmart or if you're at Albertsons, if you're at Rouse's, whatever, a grocery store, and you get into an altercation with the security guard and they hold you, well, they're not a state actor. So when you think of state actors, you think of state agencies. And here, sadly, you had a situation where a father was abusing his child, and it resulted in him, being disabled. And there are other examples, but that was one that I want to pull up for you all. But I see Jay Harris is in the building. Butterfly 70, Daryl, Phil, Eiffel, Solo Dolo, Regina Palmer, how you doing? B1 to everyone. Yeah, I was reading that, so nobody, I couldn't see who was on the chat. But yeah, so you guys, Tieesha, if you want to say something else, and this is the actual final word on it, but you guys can look up those cases yourselves.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much. I think you may have a new segment breaking down case law for us, because this is a platform where you really share some crucial information. And shout out to your father and also the Honorable Judge Joe Brown. I live for your broadcast and your interviews with them. So I actually wanted to say something positive. Yes, I wanted to also say something. I thought about you earlier because I was like, I wish that you could interview Elder Neely Fuller Jr., because your style of interviewing, like, you actually let your guests finish a complete thought, and you don't interrupt, and you don't go to the Gmails and read all day. So no shade, but I wish that you could interview the Elder Neely Fuller Jr. in the manner that you interview the Honorable Judge Joe Brown.
If I could get in touch with him, I don't know Mr. Fuller personally, like Judge. Judge is and he may be a nice guy, Mr. Fuller, Dr. Fuller. I think he was there at the conference that we were at.
I didn't know that. Wow, I didn't know that.
Wasn't Neely Fuller at the FBA conference? Wasn't he the guest speaker? One of the
No, he wasn't there.
Okay. Well, they all alike to me. I don't know.
Yeah, that will be a great one. I saw the comment by Butterfly 70. Maybe we can do one on gun laws, and that will be great to break everything down over a series of time, because like you really can't. I mean, you could try to attack everything in one video, but there's so much, and it changes every day. So I would say, as a start, go to the ATF website. I believe it's just atf.gov, and that is where you will find out, the happenings in your area, also federally when it comes to firearms and things of that nature. So it's
We got
free
a new.
to sign up.
Yeah, check out what everybody should do because gun laws are different across the state.
Hmm.
You should go check out your like your state police website. You can also go to your legislative's website because in Louisiana we have that as well. The legis.la. You can look at the laws. You can do a quick search on them. But yeah, I think, and Tieesha and I have been talking. We won't say too much, but we maybe have a little podcast in the future about guns. So uh, we never know.
Absolutely, like that's what everyone is saying they want, and give the people what they want. So yes, definitely, it's an honor to be here, and thank you again for helping Norma and extending your platform. So I really appreciate being here.
Oh, no
Thanks to
problem.
your new subscribers, and also everyone who's in the chat and who's also going to help Norma. So thank you.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah, and help the sister Norma out. And check out Tieisha's website as well. Time at TieeshaEssex.com to buy some tight gear, especially if you want gun holsters and uh, t-shirts, all a whole bunch of assortments that our sister has. So y'all support her. And also, if you could support me, my Cash App is at the bottom, Gavin Richard Esquire, or Google Pay at gavin.grich1 at gmail.com. Uh, you guys be safe and be blessed. Tieisha, thank you once again. And tune in tomorrow. I think I'm going to have a special show. Uh, some of it's, I like to do things not just to be serious. I also like to have fun. And I like to do a little entertainment because it is the holiday season. So I was going to have some special guests come on, uh, and I'm just waiting to get a confirmation from them. But I do have a special guest. This brother, he's into R&B music, and we're going to do and go over our top 10 R&B uh, holiday themed albums or pop albums that you like. Because I'm a music buff and I do like Christmas myself, so I like to talk about stuff like that. So y'all tune in and be safe. You may hear me talk about Luther Vandross from Nat King Cole to uh, Otis Redding, a whole bunch of R&B heavyweights who put out their own holiday songs and holiday albums that they may have been a part of compilation albums. Isaac Hayes as well, Stax Records, guys like that. So y'all tune in, be safe, be blessed. Uh, Regina, shout out to you. Solo Dolo says, looking forward to Kwanzaa, Taisha. Yeah, that was started.
Absolutely.
You should listen to Judge Joe Brown has a very interesting take on the founder of Kwanzaa,
I
uh,
heard. I
Ron
heard.
Karinga.
I heard.
Yeah,
I heard. Yeah. Yeah.
but
We'll get into that, but yeah, I heard about that, so I was like, yeah, buddy, that's what's up. So I
yeah,
got you.
yeah, but I do like the principles and things that are associated with Kwanzaa, in a sense of economics, purpose, collective responsibility, those things that should be carried all the year through. So, all right, guys, I will see you in the next one. I don't know who he sure does, and Tina Turner too. Oh, he's talking about Judge Joe Brown and Tina Turner. Yeah, uh, he does not like Tina Turner at all. He doesn't like Tina Turner. Doesn't like Ron Karinga. he doesn't like Michael Jackson, but I don't agree with. And I've talked to Judge about it before, and I don't quite agree with his thoughts on Michael. But I nevertheless, I let people speak. That's their opinion. But you guys be safe, be blessed. Shout out to all my new subscribers. I will see you all in the next one. I gotta get back to work, guys. I'll holla. Peace. Let me end this. There we go.